all the water on our planet, even the rain, they all contain chemical compounds that scientists call salt. However, not all water tastes salty. We all know that seawater, it's always salty when it rains. The water in the river is not. Have you ever wondered, why is there such a difference? There must be someone dropped a mountain of salt into the ocean. Let's explore the world. Discover this mystery in the video today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, not to miss the videos. Next on the natural world. Let's do a little experiment to see how salty the ocean is. Let's get a glass of normal filtered water. Of course, you can drink a glass of water in a delicious way. Now add some salt to it. You start to feel salty. But I can still drink a little, because the salinity hasn't reached your tolerance. Now let's go ahead, add a lot of salt. And definitely, the glass of water can no longer be drunk. Your senses will vehemently object to you that this glass is too salty to drink. The sea is the same. People can't drink. Seawater is the opposite of filtered water that we use every day. It's got a lot of dissolved compounds in it, and the human body can't accept it. So how salty is the ocean? Some chemists have estimated that the oceans of the Earth contains more than 50 million billion tons of dissolved substances. If salt and seawater can be separated and brought to the ground, it's going to create a layer up to 152 meters long, spread throughout the 6 places. This height is equivalent with a 40-story building now. Let's compare the salt content of seawater, then the amount of salt in the water in the pond. In 28 L of seawater contains about 1 kilogram of salt, whereas water in a regular lake, it contains about 10 grams of salt of all kinds. So computationally, we can deduce that seawater is about 220 times saltier than fresh water in the lake. The fried thing has paper on a curiosity of the scientists. At SAO fresh water in rivers and streams, it tastes salty when it flows out to the sea. The origin of the sea. Where does the salt in it come from? How to explain the origin? Chemical components with huge amount of letters in the sea. All of these and other questions related to are all being searched for by scientists. The oceans or seas on our planet include North and South Pacific, North and South Atlantic, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and Antarctic waters. Based on the fossils of ancient organisms found at the bottom of the sea, scientists have predicted that the ocean is over 500 million and 5 years old. So far there are many theories. The origin of the ocean. There's no theory that can explain it, though. All aspects of the problem. Many studies of the Earth agree with the theory that both the atmosphere and the ocean, it's all accumulated gradually, from the time of geological tectonics, through the process of Earth's gases. According to this theory, the oceans are derived from steam and other gases that escape from the label, the molten ghost of the Earth, then fly up high, and it's cooled to cloud cover above. After the Earth's surface cools below the boiling point of water, the rain began to fall, and fell continuously for centuries to come. After all the water has fallen, it covers most, like the entire surface of the Earth and the primeval oceans, firstborn. At the same time, water is trapped by gravity. They don't fall off the Earth. The origin of salt. Seawater is a complex mixture of mineral salts and compounds from decomposed marine organisms. Most of the mineral salts in the ocean are gradually accumulating. This is the result of the cooling process. Magma on the Earth's crust by weathering and stream wear. When mountains are formed rainwater, the stream brought minerals from the land, pouring out to sea, and it's accumulated in such large quantities as it is today. Some salts in the ocean. It also comes from the rocks and the sediments beneath the seabed. Another source of ocean salt. It's from all kinds of solids and gas out of the Earth's crust with craters. Volcano will carry all kinds of compounds inside the Earth, get out outside, and it accumulates in the ocean. If fresh water flows into the sea, so why is the ocean still salty? Fresh water from the Amazon-Mississippi maze, day and night, are pouring out into the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean, and all the ocean's salty. The water in the ocean is not. Freshwater line dilutes RA. The reason for the salty taste of the ocean, it's the result of many natural processes. The amount of salt in the ocean, it's just one of the factors that creates the salty taste. In the beginning, ancient seas contained only a small amount of salt, and it's not as salty as it is today. But after the first rains hit the Earth, young hundreds of millions of years ago, the water has broken the geological layers, and shipping these minerals out to sea. Since then, the ocean has started to get saltier. It is estimated that rivers and streams from the United States flow into the sea every year, carried 225,000,000 T of solids, fire melted, and 523,000,000 T of sediment to feed the ocean. So the amount of salt that goes into the ocean is dissolved and go out into the ocean as sediment. I still can't explain the origin, the salty taste of seawater. We still know salt is always concentrated in the sea and can't move under steam. As the sun transmits heat to the ocean surface, almost pure steam rising high. But the mineral salts are still in the sea. This process is part of the cycle. It's constantly happening between the Earth, but when the water cycle water vapor rising from the ocean's surface and carried by the winds elsewhere. When the steam meets colder air mass above, it condenses and moves from gas to liquid and fall to the ground to form rain. The rain on land is attributed to the rivers, and then it finally flows out to sea. And the cycle goes on and on. Because of that, the water in the rivers on land doesn't taste salty. But as it flows into the sea, it continues to dissolve. The salt is still under the sea and continues to taste salty. In fact, since the first rains fell, the sea has become saltier. The cause of the salinity of seawater, that comes from a gradual buildup, worn-out compounds on the Earth's crust, and drift into the sea. The solids and gases escape from craters on land, also carried down by the wind with the ocean. The compounds are released from the sediments at the bottom of the ocean. It also contributes to the salinity of the sea as it is today. Salinity of seawater, it can be increased or decreased. It depends on the sea surface temperature, rainfall, and the geographic location of that sea. Get the amount of fresh water, abundant or not. Seawater isn't just salter than river water. That component and the proportion of salts dissolved inside is also different. NaCl. Table salt contains 85% of solids dissolved in seawater. This is what gives the characteristic salinity of seawater. Here's a summary of the reasons. Because the ocean tastes as salty as it is now. From the little drops of rain, the silent river, to the vast ocean, we've all created something that seems simple. Salinity of seawater. It's not just the taste of salt. It's also a trace of time, of the constant movement of the Earth. Nature always contains wonders. We just need to stop and explore. Thank you for your journey of discovery today. If it's interesting, don't forget to like it. Share and subscribe to channels to keep exploring the magical secrets of the world around us.